This game is called The Third Pig. It was picked for me by my wife. As you can tell by the timestamp, this week's video is short. Next week's video will probably also be short because work stuff, but they should start to get longer after that, so please, subscribe. What do you have to lose?
There once was an old sow with 3 little pigs.
Right, so I'm just gonna assume everyone's heard the story of the 3 pigs. A bunch of porks tried to pretend that they were architects and got themselves killed when the wolf came through, except for the last one who constructed his house of bricks. This story is kind of like the sequel though. The wolf, working for some old bald guy, breaks into your house and holds you captive. The old guy tells you that if you can escape, you're free to go, and that's pretty much it for the intro cutscene.
Best of luck.
With the cutscene over, we were left to figure out the movement controls, which took me back to a not so fond memory. After mastering the movements though, I proceeded to walk in the only direction I could, which led me to a note right by the exit to the room that I was in. The paper didn't actually say anything though, so after picking it up, I emerged to get a better look at where we were. The first 2 things I noticed was a pile of dirt concealing something, the fact that I could actually run, and a red barn with both a house key and a hollowed egg in it. Noting that the house key likely goes to the house, just my intuition speaking, I scanned the rest of the area out back to show me something at the bottom of the well: an apple, a shed with a red lock, and an outhouse that you can hide in before approaching the back door. The back door opened with ease when we used the key, granting us access to the house, and upon entering, I noticed immediately a section on the right that had a tea kettle. Our victory was short-lived, however, as noted by the noise. With him gone and our brother looking after us, we continued on behind where the wolf just was. This ultimately led us upstairs, where we found another apple and another note before entering the last room we would encounter on this journey, which had a teacup in the window as well as some stuff we wouldn't need at the moment. I knew immediately what to do with the teacup, so I swiftly exited the room before... He ended up beating me to death. I promise I tried to run, but these movement controls. We had to run through the entire game again, making our way back to the tea kettle with the teacup successfully this time, which gave us another key. And recalling that the lock on the shed was red, I could only think of one other locked area. We made our way back up to the last room that had a locked drawer, which had a hammer in it that I assumed would be used to break open the hollowed egg. Before I got the chance to try it though, we had a run-in with our old friend. After we had escaped him and had time to catch our breath, we waited for him to leave before continuing to solve the puzzle. I promise you, I am not being lazy. I had to make this video shorter because of work obligations, to include next week's video as well. The rest of this game was just using the hammer on the hollowed egg to get the red key, which we then used on the shed to get wire snips, which we then used on the cabinet upstairs to get a shovel, which we then used on the dirt pile to get a magnet, which we then used on the well to get the golden key. And after all that, we finally made it outside, just to find out that the old bald guy was gonna kill us anyways, just for us to get saved by Red Riding Hood.
It's a long story.
Please subscribe.